So this is Darcy's Corner. It's April 18th, 2023. Sorry about the sunshine in the background there. I didn't kind of realize that when I was setting up my shot. Anyway, we'll see if I can hold this. I'm literally holding it in my hand. So anyway, so I've had some major disappointments and some major bonuses happen recently. I'm uncertain how it's all going to play out, but my house guest has returned and hasn't left now. And it's been a few days, so we're going to have to turn up the heat on the "Thou shalt find a better place to squat" message. But that's okay. We'll get through it. So far, everybody's getting along, and we're not having any major issues that way. I actually get my taxes filed today, which is good because better late than never. It didn't. It's not gonna. In theory, I'll get a very tiny check from the government, but I'm quite certain that I won't get that check because they always find a reason to keep that and ask for a little bit more. So I have no illusions about that working out well, other than it's done, and it's one less thing I have to worry about. It seems unlikely I'm going to get my EI now, which is very disturbing to me because I couldn't have done any more to keep the job. And as long as you can say that and you put in the work and the effort, then you can, that's a justifiable reason to no longer have the job, is that they are not accepting what you're doing, but you did everything you could. I've lost jobs in the past. I was working on a rig one time and I couldn't handle the rig work. After 2 weeks, it was just killing me. And I didn't want to become a drug addict, so I said, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. Because I would have been taking lots of T3s to be able to keep doing that job. And I would have been hooked. It would have been terrible. That was my fear. So that's why I didn't do it. And all the guys there were all drug addicts. They would tell you how to pass the tests or avoid them altogether. It's insane. Anyway, but so I didn't keep that job that time, that drilling rig job or whatever, and I got laid off or quit. And when they called to question, I said I just did everything I could, and I couldn't. There was all these steps you could take to try to reduce your work and put yourself in a better place, and none of that was a viable option for me. And I said that to them, at the EI people, and so I was able to keep my EI that time. So I can tell you with absolute confidence that with this last job, even though I was not able to do it to their satisfaction, I did a good job. I did the best job that I could, and I have zero shame in the fact that job did not work out for me, because I know that I did everything I could do, and I wasn't lazy, and I wasn't fast enough, and I made a couple of mistakes. Those things are true. Nonetheless, I think that I was doing actually a pretty adequate job, and if they would have left me there, I think I would have been just fine. But clearly they didn't feel that way. And so, do you quit? Do you cry? Okay, sure, do all that, but now like life's moving on. So I've applied to several jobs that I've done in the past in this town, in this area, that we're hiring right now. And there's a very good chance I could get one of the 3 that I applied for. 2 of them said they were full up when I contacted my old boss, but I'm at the top of his list now if somebody drops off. So I have a fair chance of getting one of those 2, because someone could still drop off. Also, they might hire for something else later in the year, and you might give me a heads up. So I could get one of those jobs. And there's a fair chance I'll get EI. If I get EI, I'm laughing. If I don't get EI, I'm definitely screaming, but I will go find a job. I'll go work at McDonald's if I have to go do that. At that point, that everything will, life will really suck if I have to go work at McDonald's, but I will go do that. Okay. However, I was just given an option for a ridiculous amount of credit that I have to go sign for on Monday, because I've been making all my payments and I've been keeping up on things, and I need an influx of cash to buy my bees that are in front of me and my remaining equipment so that I can set myself up this year to make a real run at raising honeybees and overwinter them properly so that next year I can start off with 10 to 12 hives right at the very beginning of the season that are mine. And from that point forward, I will become a bee producer. I may still buy equipment and things and bees from time to time, but ultimately I'm going to produce and I'm going to sell. But it's a long time between this year and next year, and even next year, if everything comes to fruition and I am successful, I'll make like $5,000 my first time. I have no illusions that I can live on $5,000. Okay, I'm not stupid. That means I have to have a job or an income between now and then. Well, if I'm on EI, that's an income. We're okay. We can glide for a while until a better job opportunity comes along. If I'm not on EI, then I have to do the McDonald's thing because I have to make minimum payments on everything, on vehicles, on debt, keep the rent paid. But I can do all those things. Okay, I can make minimum payments and just barely get by and build Rainbow Acres all at the same time. So there is a path forward for me, and I wasn't sure that there was one for a while. So that has me very happy and very excited. That doesn't mean everything couldn't crash and burn. It all could, okay? But if I'm going to go bankrupt anyways, what have I got to lose? Not much. What are they going to take? My fish tanks? Are they going to repossess my hives? No, they're not. If you got nothing to lose, bet it all. Life is an interesting thing, and I have to tell you, it is very depressing a lot of the time, but sometimes you just have to tread water long enough and catch a wave. And I think that's what I'm doing. We'll see how it goes. There's lots that can go wrong between now and then. But I'm going to have fun trying. Darci's Corner. Peace.